Hume football time, and Phil Bouffler joins us. How are you, Phil?
Yeah, not too bad, Wayne. Just feeding a few sheep at the moment.
Oh, you're feeding a few sheep. It's been a bit rainy again. I mean, lots of rain in your part of the world.
Oh, Wayne, look, I'm turned into a supermodel in some respects. I remember one of them said years ago that they wouldn't get out of bed for $50,000 a day, so anything under 10 mils, they don't worry about measuring anymore.
I thought you were going to say you didn't get out of bed for any more than $50,000 a day. Gee, things must be really going well on the farm at Lockhart.
I spend all my time in bed, Wayne. $50,000. I'm not sure anyone's going to pay me that much.
I think you would. Tell you what, they got out of bed at Henty, and it wasn't $50,000 that they were getting, but they beat Lockhart 16-11 to 4-5 at Wallace Sports Ground.
Yeah, that was a good game. I went over there. Lockhart battled all day. Henty were too strong. So not sure where Henty going to fit into the proceedings. They'll be sort of 6th or 7th or 8th around there somewhere. So, but Lockhart tried hard, but weren't up to it.
Shannon Turlich kicked another 6. He's kicked 27 for the season, and he remains, if he plays well, kicks goals, Henty usually do well on the day, so a very important player for them. Having a look at it, it was a tough outing for the Billabong Crows. They fought hard, but it was how long? 9-10 at Urana, beating the Crows 6-5.
They're turning out to be the big improvers, how long? So they're going along very nicely. They're playing well. Crows have had a couple of good wins, so, to beat the Crows so well, that's a pretty good win there. So that was a good win.
Logan Kerr, Nick Morrison, Zach Kerr, Alistair, Austin and Reardon and Dorr played okay for the Crow boys. Manny Hughes and Toby Pargata got going, and a couple of goals to Ben Baker and Mazzei and Pargata on the score sheet for the How Long Spiders. The other matches, this was a big win. Holbrook 16-15 to Culcairn 6-4 at Culcairn too. So, the Lions, there's a vast difference between 6th place on the ladder and the top two.
Once again, Holbrook at the start of the year were tipped to be pretty big improvers, and they sort of got off to a bit of a slow start. They had a few out with COVID, and there's been just an odd round where a team doesn't go so well. So it happened against the Holbrook Osborne game. They had a few out. So when they're getting people back, it gives a bit more of a true reflection of where they're focused or where they are on the league ladder. So Holbrook are a good side. So that's a big win beating Culcairn, because Culcairn have been playing good football.
Yeah, have big win for the Osborne Tigers, 13-19-97 to beat the Power 3-8-26.
Yeah, that was a good win for Osborne. Once again, they just go along and do what they need to do. So, it'll be good when they get tested, and we'll just see how they go. But at this stage, they're just sort of second or third gear, just pairing along.
And Connor Galvin, another 3 to him, best on the ground. I reckon at the moment, if the umpires weren't sharing it around to black and gold people, he might be high up in the league best and fairest medal. What about high up in winning for 15-9 to round Mabundri Walla over Murray Magpies 4-13? A good win there by Rand.
It was a good win by the Giants. So once again, there's a lot of sides who are up and down a little bit. So we're getting to the middle of the season. So, some of these sides need to keep consistently winning. So consistency is going to be the key going forward now. And they're going to just have to keep winning week after week if they want to get into the 6. So, it was a good win. The Magpies are a good side. So, that was a good win.
It was a good stuff. And what about the goal kicking? Nathan Wardius got his regulation 3 along with Miller and also Hayden. And the best player was Charlie Williams, and Harry Krutzenberger got going too. It was a good performance by Gindera. This was probably the performance of the week. They beat Brockburham 17-9 to 10-10. What do you make of that, Phil?
Very good win by Gindera. They got off a flight start of the year, and once again, they're going to be one of the big improvers. Then they sort of lost a couple, and then now they're back. So that was a big win against the BB Saints. I've seen them play probably 2 or 3 times this year. No good side, the BB Saints. They're missing Matt Sider, but that's not an excuse. Everyone's got a few out, so very good for Gindera.
It was. John Spencer kicked just the 2 goals. They tied him up. He's had 38 for the season, so I reckon that might have made the difference in the final outing of the score.
I think one of the, and you've got to look at Osborne. Like, you look at them, how they get goal kickers across the board. You get multiple goal kickers. So if you get tied down, you've got only relying on 1 or 2, and they get shut down, well, that shuts your avenue to go down. So that's a problematic area.
Certainly is. All right, let's have a look at the matches that are scheduled down for this weekend. And Osborne take on Culcairn. This is at Osborne. Gee, a danger one here for Culcairn, because they're fighting for that 6th spot on the ladder.
There's a lot of traffic around that 6th spot, so, someone, is going to have to step up and really have a go. I mean, Culcairn, I've seen them play a couple of times. They've got a good side. They were unlucky to lose at Henty that day, and that was a very good game. But, bad win, loss last week for them, so they'll want to bounce back. But I think at home, Osborne will be too strong.
You got the CDHBU coming into Lockhart. Lockhart faithful have been out and about, and they'd be pretty happy with the agricultural conditions around your area. But can they get a win of football soon? CDHBU desperately need a win, otherwise I think their finals hopes are shot.
I think Lockhart's win. The only place Lockhart's winning this year is it's one of the wettest places around the area. So, but with the footy, once again, they're trying hard. They've got a very good core of young people there who are just going to experience them a year in first grade. They've got a very good coach. There's a very, very good atmosphere in the club from what I'm hearing. So, it's positive for the future, but I think the power will be too strong on Saturday.
Oh, the rolling hills of Ramwabundry and Walla against the Brockburham Saints. They are great foes, near neighbours. It's at Walbundry. It's an absolute beauty for this weekend.
Be a good game, this one, Wayne. Giants will be up and about after their win, and BB Saints will be a little bit smarting after getting beaten by Gindra last week, or 2 weeks ago. So I'm expecting, I think the BB Saints will bounce back. I just think that might have been a bit of a glitch on the radar, so I'd assume they'd bounce back this week.
Billabong Crows head over to Bulldog territory, and one would expect after last week's complete performance by Gindra that they might be just a bit too complete for the Billabong Crows.
I think they will. This is the game I'll head to, Wayne. I've tried to get to everyone's home game at least once for the year, so I haven't been to a Gindra game yet, so I'm heading into Albury way to Gindra on Saturday and have a catch-up. So I think it'll be a good game. The Crows, they're always very competitive. They've got a good following. Gindra at home are very strong, but I think Gindra today tomorrow will be a little bit too strong. Yep,
and the other game is Holbrook versus the Murray Magpies. The Brookers should be too good.
I think they will. Once again, the Magpies try every week. They've had a good win early on in the season, but they've got a couple of blokes short, and I think Holbrook will be just starting to hit their straps a bit. And good facilities. They've got up and about at Holbrook at the moment, so I think Holbrook will win that easily.
Okay, Henty are ninth on the ladder. How long have shocked us all and have taken all before them? At home, how long could put Henty's season into tatters? And they would shore up for them their top position in the ladder, be their 7th win of the season. It really is a must-win for Henty. They have to win.
I don't think they will, Wayne. I think it'll be a little bit too hard. As I said earlier, How Long have been one of the big improvers. They're a good side, very well-run club down there, so they'll just tick along nicely. I think they'll be a bit of a smoke into the finals, and they're coming good, so it's not the right end of the year quite yet, but they're heading that way, and I think they'll be too strong.
Yeah, look, I'm going to just look at this one down at How Long. You go with the Spiders. But the Swampies, if ever they're going to put it on the park, it's got to be this weekend so that they keep that finals hope alive. In my opinion, I reckon it is in tatters if they don't get a win this weekend. So that's how crucial it is. It's a really big weekend of Hume football. Phil Bouffler, he's just got to get out and check the rain gauge to see whether he's out of bed for another $50,000. Are you near the rain gauge, Phil?
No, I can't see it. It's too wet, Wayne. I can't get there.
50,000 coming your way pretty soon then.
It's probably not a great analogy, but anyway, I said that a few years ago. It's wet.
Yeah, very well done. Phil Bouffler talking Hume football. We'll catch up with you next week.
Right, Wayne. Good on